tonight.
Good evening. What may be the most controversial film of the year, a cinematic look at the life and times of the late black Muslim leader Malcolm X, is having its premiere in Los Angeles tonight. Jeff Michael is with the Channel 7 News van in Baldwin Hills for a reaction to the movie about the man who inspired black pride and black rage. Jeff.
Well, I'll tell you, Harold, the response here has basically been all thumbs up, a lot of attention. The last crowd is in seeing the movie. It's about an hour and a half long. You can see a lot of media attention going on here as well. People are not coming to this movie to decide whether they agree or disagree with Malcolm X. They're coming to experience the Malcolm X phenomenon, what his message was. And from that standpoint, they are not leaving disappointed.
You're not an American. You're an African who happens to be an American.
The audience listening to those words ranges from those who remember vividly the real Malcolm X to those who are meeting him for the first time through actor Denzel Washington's portrayal.
I believe that it will inspire a lot of people to do better in their ways. Just it's a powerful movie.
Thought it was an educational movie, and it taught me some things that I didn't know at first about Malcolm X.
For a change these days, most of the young people coming to this movie are brought by their parents. Parents who earlier in the day took their kids out of school and stood in long lines outside a theater that would become a classroom.
I bring my kids because this is something I want them to see. And Malcolm is someone I want them to remember. And I want them to read about him. And I was glad for them to see the movie. But I want them to make up their own mind about which Malcolm they like.
So I'm happy that I saw it today.
I can tell you, having just seen this movie myself, when you walk out, you have an awful lot on your mind. You're not in the mood to be hit up by all of the cameras and the reporters or this crew from Warner Brothers asking people to be involved in a commercial for Malcolm X. But the people who believe in Malcolm X's message also realize that if it's going to go to a new generation, to a large extent, this movie has to be successful. They gladly take part in that commercial. Reporting live from Baldwin Hills, Jeff Michael, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. Some fears have been raised about possible violence at the premiere of Malcolm X, and police presence was beefed up tonight in Westwood Village, where there was rioting when a gang-oriented movie, New Jack City, opened. We've got Linda Moore in Westwood live with a news van, and she's going to tell us how it looks tonight. Linda.
Well, Ann, that's it. The particular concern with this theater here in Westwood is that had the movie sold out, the people who didn't get in might have come out into the streets to riot. That did happen last year when New Jack City opened here. But, of course, so history wouldn't repeat itself, they put together a big master safety security plan. And part of that plan included designating a second theater right around the corner here to handle the overflow crowd. But what happened is this theater here didn't even sell out, so they didn't need to use the second theater at all. And it was a peaceful crowd going in and an enlightened crowd coming out.
There no riots happening. It's not a violent movie. No.
But it'll incite a lot of conversation, is what you're saying.
Definitely, yes. It'll incite a lot more conversation. I don't expect it to incite any violence.
And so it seems moviegoers left the theater too busy thinking about the message and too tired after 3.5 hours to get rowdy. In fact, in Westwood tonight, it's been so quiet, the sound of the horses' hoofs from the mounted police made the most noise. But the motto this time is better safe than sorry.
Our mission is, of course, to be able to be here and to allow that all of the people that come to visit Westwood and that are coming to see the movie can do it in a safe atmosphere.
Extra police cruised all night, and there will be heavier than normal police presence here through the weekend. But the idea is to keep it all low-key. Merchants wore blue and yellow jackets and passed out buttons that said Westwood is a wonderful place to shop. They say they can't afford any more bad PR, but many pre-screened X and don't anticipate any problems. So you glad it came here to your neighborhood?
I'm glad it came out, period. It is educating the American people a lot more on the black community, because most people like myself have no idea about the blacks and how they were raised. I mean, you know, that may sound a little funny, but you really didn't know.
So the horsey hooves a little noisy out here, but that's about it. Look at this. The place is empty, and the merchants here are quite happy with the way this all turned out. Of course, the movie will continue to play here through the weekend, and this beefed-up security will stay in place through the weekend. They're anticipating much bigger crowds Friday and Saturday, but so far everything is looking great out here in Westwood. And that's the story live. I'm Linda Moore.
Linda, thanks for that live update. You are not alone. There have been no major problems reported at theaters around the country that are showing Malcolm X. In Portland, members of the black community have called off their boycott of the Act III theater chain. Tonight's peace offering, a free screening of Malcolm X. Earlier, that chain refused to show the movie at 2 neighborhood theaters right next door to black neighborhoods fearing violence. But Act 3 relented and also agreed to review its practice on hiring vendors and contributions to charities.
Other news tonight, the custody fight between actress